Hey YouTube, Drunk Ninja again here. Today I'm going to do a quick guide on some Miscellania for those of you who would just prefer some more information or just don't know how to do it as a first timer. So basically we'll go ahead and get started with this. Some of the requirements you'll be looking at having, of course, are going to be a few different quests. It is going to be required that you complete the Throne of Miscellania, which is also going to require you to do the Fremennik trials as well as the Heroes quest as well. If you guys haven't completed those, I can post a couple of links down below for you guys to follow a guide. Now, some of the other requirements that'll be recommended for this as well when you're getting any of the approval rating will be 45 wood cutting, 10 farming, 34 herb lore, 30 mining, or 35 fishing as well, just to make sure you guys will be getting your resources at a decent rate. So basically, to go ahead and get there for you guys, you'd be looking at three different methods. You can either take the boat from Relica to get there. You can use a Ring of Wealth, which is my personal favorite, and just teleport straight to Miscellania. Or, of course, you can use a fairy ring if you've done the fairy tale quest as well. You can use CIP to get there. So go ahead and get you guys over there now. Of course, I done screwed up and went in the wrong area as well. That's why I usually use my macros, just a lot easier. So once you guys get there, you're basically going to want to determine exactly what resource you're going to want to gather yourself. In my case, I just enjoy doing the mining, so always just bring a pickaxe and a Ring of Wealth. You can also do the trees, you can do some fishing, and I do believe you can pick some weeds over here in the garden as well if you guys wish to do that. So basically, you're going to want to make sure your approval is at 100%. If you're using OS Buddy, it's always going to show 100% until you actually do start to gather your material, and then you'll see it actually go down to whatever it is currently. Now, for those of you who don't know, the approval rating does drain at 1 or 2 different percentages depending on the quest you have completed. If you do just Throne of Miscellania, you get a lot less from the island, and it does drain at a faster rate of about 2.5% every 24 hours. Or if you do the second quest for this, which is Royal Trouble, you can actually gain more resources, as well as it does drain at only 1%, which is actually a huge decrease. I would recommend it. So when you are doing different activities, that does give your approval rating back at a different percentage for each resource gained. Mining is 0.75, as well as the, I believe fishing might be around there as well, but I'll be posting a link as well for management for Miscellania, so you guys can just get an idea of what you would prefer to do as well. Now, after all your approval is 100%, you're going to go speak to Advisor Grimm, which I will be doing here in a few moments as well, once I do get up there for you guys. He's actually basically in control of the money that's given to the kingdom to generate the resources, and as well as what resources are actually being generated. So of course, depending on the skills that you want to train, or if you're wanting to maximize income, you can set the resources to your own preferences, which I'll kind of go over a little bit of what's available once we get in there. I have mine set to maples and herbs. The reason I do this is because you get the logs that you can use for fletching, fire making, or if you're just lazy, you can sell them as well, even though they're not worth a ton of money. Now, with that as well, when you get the logs, you do get bird's nests as well. They actually do provide some high quality herbs, and high quality seeds for the nests. And with that, you can actually either use that for farming, or you can just straight up sell them for the cash that they'll be worth. Some of those will include like the yew seeds, magic seeds, maples, and sometimes you're going to get like Ranar seeds and stuff like that from the management. Now, of course, with the bird's nest, you can crush those, and if you're 81 or higher herb lore, you can always make them into Ceridome and brews. If you are not 81 or higher, you can always just sell them for the money that you'll get for cash. Now, this can actually net some pretty decent profits. You can actually collect resources, I believe. Caps off around about 8 to 12 months, and then you have to collect it or it will not generate any more resources for you. I've actually done it, I want to say about 3 months is the maximum I've actually done it, because you can deposit up to 5 mil in your coffer if you've only done Throne of Miscellania, or 7.5 mil if you've also completed Royal Trouble. So it is recommended to do both so you can deposit more money and gather resources for a longer period of time. If you do max it out, you can gather for about 90 days or 3 months worth of collecting. If you let it all sit in there longer and not collect it weekly or daily, it does generate more resources for you, such as bird's nests, because it's dependent on how many logs you get. So last year around about October, I had a lot of going on with work and just doing other things outside of RuneScape, so I actually didn't play for nearly 4 months. So I came back, basically got my approval back up to 100%. I went and I collected my resources, and basically from the 7.5 mil I put into the coffer, all my resources were worth a combined total of about 28 mil. which basically gives me a profit of about 20 to 21 mil without doing anything over the course of 3 months. So it definitely is worth it. So that means per month, if you want to check it monthly, you'll be making, I guess on average you can make anywhere between 6 and 8 mil roughly, depending on the prices in the GE, as well as what resources you are actually collecting. Now, if you guys do happen to want to just change while you're in the middle of collecting, just do the check resource allocations first, and you can change this before you actually collect it. So if I were to change this now, instead of collecting the logs or the herbs, I can do so. So basically, if I wanted to do, you know, fishing and some coal, I can get fish and coal instead before collecting it, and it'll give me that instead of these maple logs and these herbs. But I like having Miscellania on these too. So basically with this, I can just go in and collect it. And this has probably been about a week and a half, 2 weeks roughly of me not collecting it. Just wanted to go ahead and collect it to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what you could receive. So I did get 1 Haralander seed, 3 Guams, and a Terramin seed. Not really the greatest seeds in the world, but you can sell them, keep them, use them eventually. I do have 36 Ranar, which is probably what, like 7 to 8K per herb currently, somewhere right around there. So that is probably, you know, about 240, 250K. You can make them into the prayer potions if you'd like for a little bit of XP before selling it. Optional, of course, if you have the level required. Some Lanodymes, Dwarf Weeds, Avantos, and then of course you got a lot of your lower leveled ones up in here as well, like some Haralander, some of the Terramin that you probably wouldn't even use. And then of course you get your bird's nest with all the seeds in it. Would definitely open those up, maybe even crush the nest and sell the nest, or as mentioned, you can use it for the Ceridome brews and do whatever you want with all these logs. Once you exit out, it all does go straight to your bank, so you don't have to worry about keeping an empty inventory. If you want to see how much money you made strictly off of that collection, I would recommend taking a picture with like a phone or a screenshot of what you had in the box. Just take that out of your bank, and then you can basically add everything up that way. You can always bring more cash if you would like to keep this topped off. I don't really do it until it gets below 1 mil. As long as you stay above about 10% of the maximum coffer, they'll always take maximum amount for you. So if you do 7.5 mil in there, don't ever let this get below 750K, or they'll become less resources per collection. So just always keep that in mind as well. Aside from that, that's everything for you guys. If you have any questions, post down in the comments. We'll definitely take a look and answer this for you as soon as possible. Once again, please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll definitely get some more videos out of you guys shortly. Thank you.